Kamathoth is not an Aztec god, basically. It's a Mayan god.
Every single time.
Yes.
Every
basically.
single time. It's like
they did the thing again. Again.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Pint Cellar. I'm Jarvis, and I'm joined with Hubrecht. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Lewis. I'm doing well. Happy to be here again. I'm ready for whatever comes in this episode.
Yeah, for the audience who don't know, today we're doing a pretty different kind of episode. So instead of having a central topic, today we're improvising. So basically, I just press record, we start talking and see where that goes. So it's like, screw it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Yep. Pretty much that's pretty much the idea. Honestly, like I already promised Lewis that, I have a couple of things I want to talk to in mind, but I've already promised that, I'll try not to, to turn this episode, hijack this episode and turn it into my personal rant. So, yeah, I'll start with a dilemma I have.
What's your dilemma?
What's your sorry, what?
No. What's your dilemma? What's your dilemma, man?
Something pretty minor, in the grand scheme of things. It's not, something life-changing. But I have enough money to buy one video game. Now, I'm simply indecisive on which video game to buy.
And what's the game?
I'm between that Metal Gear Solid 3 remaster, because Metal Gear Solid 3 is like one of my favorite games of all time. Like it's one of those games that brings you to tears when you finally finish it, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't
know.
And
the other one, and you really should play the Metal Gear Solid series. Like there are no games quite like them. Like a lot of people, detractors, like generally those games are seen like some of the best games of all time. Now they have detractors because a lot of people think that Hideo Kojima, the creator of the games, is overrated. That like the games are kind of weird because they're they're filled with meta stuff and weird Easter eggs and mechanics. And, the fact that sometimes Metal Gear games tend to have not sometimes, a lot of the times actually, tend to have very long cutscenes, like to the point where there's this infamous about in Metal Gear Solid 4, like there's a cutscene that lasts like over like a little bit over half an hour, I think. And so people complain like, that's not a game, that's a movie with a game on top of it, but the story of Metal Gear Solid and the game and the gameplay is so good that that's honestly, you don't really care.
Yeah, I get that, and I just never played a Metal Gear Solid game, but if you want to talk about like video games with like very long cutscenes, I'm thinking it's like Tekken 8 on PlayStation 3. Yeah,
never played Tekken 8. Never played Tekken 8.
I did. And
how long were those?
Long. It was long. It's like, guys, start the game. It's like, holy crap, this is long. I'm thinking like above 30 minutes, maybe shy of an hour.
Yeah, like that's Metal Gear Solid. That's a lot of Metal Gear Solid cutscenes in a nutshell as well. I mean, of course, not all of them are like that, but Kojima loves cinema, and so he tries to make this game as cinematic as possible. But he doesn't do this to the point in which, the game is a walking simulator, or the game is trying to Oscar bait while being a game, trying to take seriously.
I see.
But yeah, like Metal Gear Solid, it's pretty much the same in that regard. Like, Metal Gear Solid has cutscenes that can be over half an hour, and there's a lot of expositions, and the story can get a little convoluted, but just it manages to close all of the hanging threads by the end. But yeah, it's kind of a unique experience, so to speak. So yeah, honestly, if you get the opportunity to play the Metal Gear Solid saga, like you should absolutely do it. Like no question, no question about that.
Like I think this is one of the more infamous Metal Gear games where I think it was called Resurgence. It has Senator Armstrong.
Oh yeah, no, Metal Gear Solid Rising. Metal Gear Rising, sorry. Rising.
So, okay, we have Metal Gear Solid, then Metal Gear Rising, and that one where it's like meme material, where it's about killing the senator.
Yeah, you should play that. It's a funny story because the Metal Gear games are primarily stealth games,
Okay.
Remember stealth games? That extinct, genre of video games?
I played Arkham City. I know stealth.
Yeah, I know, but...
I'm Batman.
Yeah, but stealth games in general, have kind of sort of gone extinct. Like, you don't have dedicated stealth games anymore. You have games with stealth mechanics that are tacked on, but never something that it's dedicated to that. Like, the entire game is like this,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. But yeah, like the Metal Gear games are primarily stealth games, stealth action games. So, Metal Gear Rising is a spin-off that happens after Metal Gear Solid 4, which Metal Gear Solid 4 is the conclusion of the main story. It's where everything gets tied together.
Okay.
So, its canonicity, it's kind of debatable, but Metal Gear Solid Rising is so beloved by the community and such a fun game that most people consider it as part of the community, part of the continuity, sorry. Even if it's the type of game that, jumps the shark. Like, Metal Gear Solid always had its over-the-top and silly moments. Like soldiers with supernatural powers and nanomachine clones that with, clones of super soldiers or people with psychic powers, things like that. But like Metal Gear Solid Rising kind of jumps the shark in the sense that now you have cyborgs that are strong enough to lift a mech over their shoulders and throw it into the air,
And you have the U.S. Senator where it's like, up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
No, I love Senator Armstrong. Like, Senator Armstrong is the best because Senator Armstrong is an antagonist that basically just shows up in the last 30 minutes of the game, but he's so damn memorable that he steals the show. Yeah, where he's considered one of the best villains in the franchise. And the funny thing is, like, most of the villains in Metal Gear Solid are villains because they believe they're doing good. Like, very few of them are evil, are pure evil. They're evil because they're doing what they think it's necessary to achieve their goals. Or they have a tragic past that gave them this outlook on life. There are very few that are just plain evil, but there are. But Armstrong is a strange case because Armstrong is evil because for the same reasons. He does the things he do because he thinks they're necessary to bring about the change he wants in the world. But he does it. But the way he talks all about how about his ideals and how much he believes them. But we never get a tragic backstory like we get with the others. It's just pure exaltation of what he believes. And I think that's why people like him, because he's not like, my father died when I was little. No, I believe in this a lot and this should happen. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there,
I'm willing to ruin the country in order to save it.
Actually, what Armstrong actually wants to do is kind of like make America collapse so he can rebuild it again because
If
it's
we
his
think
belief that it's
if we
it,
think what's best for you is the worst for you, then it's the worst for you. No, but Jarvis, don't you mean it's like what's the worst for you is the best for you? And it's like I did not mix up my words. Because I'm just thinking it's like Armstrong is almost like political satire that's immortal, basically about American politics and how it can be.
I mean, yes, he is, but like it's one of those situations in which Armstrong ideals are so he's so charismatic and his ideals, resound with a lot of people that a lot of people are like, "Are you sure he's the villain?" Because essentially
Well,
what
he's
Armstrong
insane,
wants,
man. The guy
he's
even tells him.
insane, but yeah, he's insane, but but he's but he's insane but still has points to him in the sense that, oh, okay, like what Armstrong wants to do is make America collapse because he wants to end the concept of war as a business and wants to create an objectivist utopia in which basically everyone is truly free from constraints, like talented people are free from like from bureaucracy or constraints, or the weak are free to live life as they see fit. Like he loves power, he loves driven individuals, but that intends to that comes with a caveat of the weak must be sacrificed, and
And he
the
tells him,
tragedy of that.
I don't know the main character's name, but I haven't even played the game. Raiden, thank you. And I just watched the cutscenes, but he even tells him, what would you know about being strong or being weak? You weren't born poor, and you never went to bed hungry.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the Raiden's response, and what's great about that is that it's like maybe this was unintentional, but I remember a lore discussion about that a lot of the like when Armstrong says that he and Raiden are kindred spirits, he's not wrong in that regard. Like he is. I think that the conflict between them is because Raiden wants to punish Armstrong for what he's done, but at the same time, both of them seem to have very different definitions of who the weak are. Because from the way Raiden Armstrong speaks, like he seems to be like the deceased heart of American culture and politics. The bureaucrats, the Hollywood celebrities, that sort of thing. The people that people actually hate in real life.
I'm just saying, it's kind of like the American dream is a has-been, where it's like they sold that out long ago during Reagan era. Not to get polite.
Yeah.
Here we are. We're a Canadian and a Mexican talking about American politics. Imagine that. Unbelievable. Imagine that. We don't even live in America, but we're talking about American politics and the whole idea of what's the future of America all over a video game. It's like, this is insane.
That's the effect. That's the Armstrong effect, as what I call it, because his whole speech is so fascinating. Honestly, you should just play Metal Gear Rising. You should play the entire franchise, honestly, man. Like, which ones you can get your hands on. But yeah,
now
you could look a lot lore discussions of Armstrong are fascinating, and he's not even a major villain. Like I said, he shows up in the last 30 minutes of a spin-off game whose canonicity is debatable.
It's like he's only there for a few. I'm not going to say a few minutes, but his presence is enough where he's memorable.
Yeah, and he completely steals the show, basically. And that added with that, his boss fight is actually really good. Like, I remember back when I played it, and, his boss fight consists of fighting him in the Metal Gear he's riding, then fighting him atop the Metal Gear, and then fighting him at the bottom, at the foot of the Metal Gear. Like, that's how, this epic soundtrack, sounds in the...
makes violence, but in it has to be this way.
The thing with Metal Gear Rising is that the soundtracks kind of like are there to reflect the state of mind of both Raiden and the boss he's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So like it shows that he is a kindred spirit with Armstrong in a way. But yeah, it's a multi-stage
We're not so
boss fight.
different,
It
you
took
and
me
I.
hours to, the first time around, it took me hours to beat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like that was a real final boss. Like,
Yeah.
his boss fight is great.
Yeah, I can really appreciate that, where it's like the final boss that gives you your money's worth, where it's like it takes all your
Yeah.
skill that you've learned through the entire game, and it comes to this moment. It's kind of like with Bloodborne.
Yeah, nothing kills for me a game, the replayability of a game for me more than a stale final boss. Like I understand that not all bosses can be great, because some you design some that are great, some are not that great. But a final boss, the final challenge of the game has no business being unmemorable.
It has to be almost like the best part of the game, where it's like it's all down to here.
Yeah, it's all down to here. Like you've been working towards this, earn it.
It all comes down to this.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this is an interesting topic, and I think you're going to be a little spicy over this. And I know some people were spicy about this, and it's not what you're thinking. So have you seen that? The trailer for Aztec Batman?
Yeah.
Now let me just say something. My first reaction ever was, I don't get it. No, seriously, it's like I don't get why it's Aztecs and Batman. It's like I don't see the similarities or something that would make sense out of that, because it sounds like fan fiction. But I can understand, like, what if Superman was born in the Soviet Union, like the sort of alternate take on what could have happened with Superman, and the whole idea of Superman and what he represents. But Aztecs and Batman is what?
From what I understand, this entire idea came about because there exists a pre-Hispanic god called Kamatots, but it's a bat god.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Bat god.
Oh, yeah, so
but
sorry.
Here's the problem with Aztec Batman. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. So there is a Aztec bat god.
No, here's the thing, and that's why the movie is going to suck.
Okay.
Regardless of what I think about the conquest and the portrayal of Aztecs and conquistadors, I made my stance on that pretty clear.
Let's put all that away. Let's put all that away and focus on the core on this.
Yeah, I know, but I say that even admitting that sometimes I'm unfair to the Aztecs, because they are a notable civilization regardless of what I think of their practices. But here's the thing. You remember all the times we have brought up the Aztecs in this show and in the previous one?
I have been the most fairest or modest take on Aztecs, because my history is Deadliest Warrior got me into Aztecs. I am not blind for what Aztecs did or what they do. But let me finish, bruv. Let me finish, bruv.
Okay.
All right. I just tend to see there's only like two extremist takes people can have with Aztecs. It's either, they were, just smoking weed hippies, or they're Coronates cultists, and they conquistadors did nothing wrong with what they did. So it's like, so enslaving people and breaking them for not finding enough gold is okay. I see. But go on with what you were saying. All I'm saying is that I think I have the more modernist or middle take on Aztec stuff, because I find them interesting.
Right.
That's
that's what I'm trying to say. For example, I'm clearly on the conquistador side on that, right? I've made it clear a lot of times, right?
Sure.
But I've said myself, I myself had said, like, sometimes I'm being unfair to the Aztecs because they are a fascinating civilization regardless. I mean, also the way that the conquistadors exploited quotations the peoples also has a lot of nuance to it.
Sure.
So it's not like that's they enslaved everyone. No, they didn't. But
I understand that.
Yeah. But but I also say like even even the Castilians themselves even with the baggage of the skin flaying, heart ripping, cannibalism, and blood sacrifices that the Aztecs are known for, and yes, those things were real. Those are not inventions. We
Yeah,
all know
everyone
that.
knows this.
Yeah, no, I know, but there's always the odd one. Oh, that didn't actually happen. Yes, it did.
Yes,
Um, uh, even with that in the way, the conquistadors like Cortez in particular was like, oh, this civilization is beautiful. This city is beautiful. Like, it's wonderful. Like you referring to Tenochtitlan, which where Mexico City now stands, right? So, like, funnily enough, the whole logic that the conquistadors saw that, oh, these people are deceived by demons and are worshiping demons, so we have to free them from that, free them from the lies of the devil, comes from, well, these people clearly have order, they have civilization, so these people actually have souls, right? They do have
right.
souls. So, it's not like, oh, it's not a free pass to kill them. Like we can justify them because they're heathens and we're at war, right? But like
But
they're not soulless. They're not soulless monsters. They
right,
have
it's like
civilization.
this is a civilization of people because what they're able to create on them for themselves and what they were able to create on their own long before the contact of like Europe and all. It's fascinating for what other indigenous, peoples in like the Latin Americas and Central and Mexico were able to build on their own. That's why I find them so interesting. Like, the Incas, especially.
Yeah.
It's just that even with all that, and we probably going back on the whole idea of Aztec Batman, it's like, I don't get it. And you were telling me something about that?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Remember, like I said, remember all the times that we have talked about Aztecs. I've mentioned that there's this phenomenon there's this phenomenon that around Aztecs and, people producing movies and things about them that in which they just place any pre-Hispanic civilization without a care about who they actually are and just simply say
right.
Aztec. Yeah.
That's especially
Just
movie
like,
Apocalypse. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's how you call it.
Yeah, Apocalypto, I think it
Right.
is. Right. So, Kamathots is not an Aztec god, basically.
Oh.
It's a Mayan god.
Every single time.
Single time, yes.
Every
basically.
single time. It's like
they did the thing again.
Unbelievable. It's like that's not Aztec, that's Mayan, or that's not Mayan, that's Aztec.
Yeah.
You joke on this where you'll watch a movie about like it says they're Aztecs, but it's like these aren't Aztecs, they're Mayans.
Yes. Well, Aztecs, Mayans, and Incas are all just the same thing, right? Like, ironically,
exactly. No.
No.
I'm sorry, but that's
like
kind of
saying.
No, I'll give you an example. This is kind of like saying the Inuits are the same as Mohawks, and it's like, no.
Yeah, like the Spaniards are the same as the French, basically.
Use an example like that, yeah. Or the Chinese are the same as Japanese.
Yeah, like the same thing, really. They're brown people. They're primitive brown people with pyramids. That's the only thing these idiots that are, giving exposure to underprivileged people's quotations are doing. Like, well, they're brown and they have pyramids, so they're all the same, right? Fuck you. Ironically, like this, the racism of being inclusive strikes again.
Okay, so the Bat God is a Mayan god. Can you?
Yeah.
I'm interested. Can you tell me some fun facts about that? I'm interested.
Okay.
Like what you know, like you don't need to do Google search or anything. But
here's the thing. It's probably like it's maybe I'm not sure because like I said, my area of expertise is not pre-Hispanic America. It's medieval Europe. But it's one of those gods that it's not impossible that, the Aztecs had knew of its existence due to contact with the other, pre-Hispanic cultures like the Mixtecs, the Zapotecs, or the Mayans themselves, even though the Mayans that were contemporaries to the Aztecs were a shadow of their former selves. The best moment of the Mayan civilization was long past by that point. But yeah, like for example, most artifacts of, regarding most idols of these gods, basically are found in museums in Central America, like either south of Mexico or Central America, like Honduras or the southern states of Mexico, or maybe even Guatemala. It's the I don't know much about the cult. It's an anthropomorphic monster man bat thing.
Sure.
Associated with night, obviously, death and sacrifice.
Yeah, but it's like still you confuse them with Aztecs again. It's like, guys, what's with you? Even with seeing other stuff in the trailer, right? Because they're bringing in like Batman villains and they're making them like either Spanish or Aztec themed, quote unquote. So we see Two-Face as a conquistador and Joker. I have an idea that Joker, he got like corrupted by some Aztec god because he's like in a temple. So I'm not saying this is like, Christian Joker. I'm saying this is Joker that got nuts because of a Mayan or an Aztec god. I'm thinking that.
Yeah, although to be fair, the memes about about Joker, the Joker memes about Conquistador Joker.
Don't you want to learn about our Lord and Savior?
Yeah, you're Jesus Christ. Also in the mythology, so in Mayan mythology, the central text of Mayan mythology that we have is a book called the Popol Vuh. And it's a compilation made by Christian clergy, making a compilation of the history of the mythology of the Mayan peoples.
It's like a mythology book.
Yeah, basically. But it's funnily enough a compilation done by Christians,
Right.
But so it tells the story about, kind of the adventure of the demigod hero twins.
Oh, I heard about this.
And Ixbalanque. Mm-hmm. During their trip to Xibalba, which Xibalba is the Mayan underworld.
And I think there's 9 levels in that, right?
Yeah, I remember if the 9 levels are Xibalba or Mictlan. Mictlan is the Nahuatl, ergo the Aztec one, yeah?
But, Mictlan, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I think that Xibalba also has several levels to it. It's not like, it's just the underworld. No, there's like these different places that, host different things. So the closest that we know about Kamathots is that he's associated with that legend because during their trip through Xibalba, they are forced to spend the night in a place called the House of Bats. And essentially, they have to fight off, the creatures of the House of Bats, which are, monstrous bat god things, like Kamathots, at bay. They have to keep them at bay. But, Juanampu is decapitated while he tries to gaze into the rising sun. So yeah, like that's, Kamathots is not name dropped in that, but that's kind of like the closest myth we have to him. And it's a myth by associations because, there's monster bat creatures, the Mayans probably thought about him when they heard about this myth,
Okay. And maybe there could be some Aztec Batman from the underworld. It's like, there's a lot of things you could do with that.
Yeah, but at least keep it, at least you should keep it, you should keep it at least accurate that, make it Mayan Batman,
Exactly, or at least do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, too, is just thinking about it, it's like this is not like, Batman goes back in time where he's with the Aztecs, where There was this one movie where it was Batman and he time traveled back to like, I think it was medieval Japan. It could be medieval China. I can't think of the right one right now. It's called Batman Ninja. But no,
Batman is Ninja is Japan. Batman Ninja is Japan.
Thank you. But this one, no, it's just like an Aztec prince, quote unquote Aztec prince, loses his family to Conquistador Two-Face, and he finds, you know, basically Aztec Alfred to help him become Aztec Batman. And it's like, this sounds like fan fiction.
Yeah, it sounds like poorly done fan fiction. Oh, by the way, just so you know, Camasots. It's formed out of a deformation of the word, or the Mayan word "keche," which is deformed into "kame."
Me pronounce that again.
Kiche.
Kiche.
Which is another conjugation for it is "kame," which means death. And Sots, that means bat. So his name means death bat, basically.
Metal.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like, we can say anything. You can say anything about Aztec, but it's like their mythology is nuts. Like,
their mythology is nuts. Like I'm not arguing with that. You know, no one is arguing with that.
I'm just saying, it can make it into an awesome like Dark Souls game where it's and a lot of jaguars.
Yeah, a lot of jaguars and a lot of snakes also.
It's like, you guys are bringing to your jaguars, huh?
You want to know? Do you know a funny thing? You know, a lot of people find this funny.
What?
The sacred animal, Huitzilopochtli, the patron god of the Aztecs. You know, the one that has to chase the moon. You know, the one has to change the moon and has to receive all that blood. For the sun not to go out.
Yeah, I think Kolo Khan from the Mortal Kombat games is based off him, right?
It's based on that. Yeah, it's based off them. Yeah. With the bluish body paint. Yeah, he's based on that one.
Side note, he's my favorite character. I like him. It's like he's very Aztec. I love it.
Yeah. Well, funny that you know it. You want to know what his sacred animal is?
What?
Okay, take a guess. Like,
Jaguar.
Imagine a god of sun and war. What would his sacred animal would be?
Okay, I'm going to say jaguar, but considering I mentioned Khan, I'm going to say eagle.
Nope.
Snakes.
Nope.
Okay, what? What?
Well, eagles, eagles, yes, but it's not his main sacred animal.
Okay, I already said snake, and I already said jaguar. What? Wolf? I'm just name dropping things here. What?
Hummingbirds.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about that actually.
Yeah. But it's so fucking funny, in a way, because, you imagine a god of war that receives blood sacrifices all the time.
Why hummingbirds?
His sacred animal is a hummingbird. Like a cute little hummingbird.
Why a hummingbird?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I know stuff about, Mesoamerica, but I'm not an expert, But yeah, a hummingbird.
One time was even showing my mom like a video on Aztec mythology from, I think he's called Mythology Guy. And it was talking about different Aztec gods. And it's like, one of them is a butterfly goddess of dead babies. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like their mythology is so it's so dark, but it's so nuts at the same time,
This could make into a Dark Souls game. Why hasn't Warhammer done this?
It could. Like, because, what kind of, you think that even pagan cultures, have, they pray to the goddess of fertility to take care of the souls of their dead babies, right?
Right.
But you don't have a goddess specifically of dead babies, but the Nahuatls do have a goddess of dead babies specifically,
Or the one god that literally flays himself, like takes off his entire skin.
The flayed one, yeah, the flayed one. Yeah.
Why does he do that again?
I don't know. I don't remember that one. I'm not that familiar with that one, but I know he exists and that he flays himself because Aztecs.
I'll just mention one more Aztec god before we continue on Aztec Batman, right? I think his name is Zok, or he's basically the Aztec version of Thor, but he's of God Rain.
Yeah, I think you mean Chuck.
Chuck. Thank you. Yeah, I heard him
Yeah,
from a.
but yeah, that's Mayan too. That's Mayan too.
Oh,
Not
that's
Aztec.
Mayan. Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
Aztec.
yeah. Chuck is Chuck is Mayan deity of rain,
Oh,
thunder, and lightning.
oh, here I go again, mixing up Aztecs and Mayans, Mayans,
Yeah.
and oh my god, this is a little joke in like the game Splatterhouse from PS3, where Rick, he has like the terror mask on his face. I'm not sure if you know anything about Splatterhouse, but it's like, oh,
No, not really.
all right. So he wears this Mayan mask that gives him super strength to fight like Lovecraftian monsters to save his girlfriend.
Okay.
And the mask reveals that he was like, a free like, lost soul from like the corrupted, and he was embedded on this mask, and an ancient like South American culture worshipped him as like some kind of demon. And it's like, so what? Do I have like a Mayan, demon in my head? And he's like, Mayan? Oh, I thought it was Aztec.
Yeah. The Aztec rain god. The Aztec rain god's name is Tlaloc.
Okay. Does he have a lightning axe?
No, he does not.
Oh, okay. Right. But one more tangent, because this is about the whole Mayans, and it kind of ruined my 2012 thing, or my years in 2012, where so many people were convinced that 2012 was the end of the world because of some Mayan calendar.
Yeah, imagine how was that, imagine how that was over here.
Well, how were you during that time? Because I was having like panic attacks, and I was convinced it was the end of the world.
Yeah, no, I was the thing that the what happened, the most that happened was like, people saying, you don't actually believe in this nonsense, do you? And I didn't. But what was interesting was the fact that there were books lining the shelves about Mayan prophecies, and TV specials and movies. So yeah,
I know now that that's not what they believed. It's like, to them, it's kind of like their version of Y2K, where it's the end of the century, not like end of the world. But no, people weren't convinced. It's like, no, we believe it says it's the end of the world. And it's like, you're not even read anything Mayan, have you? Or did you?
Yeah. The fact that a lot of those books, conspiracy theory books and novels about the Mayan apocalypse had Aztec calendars in their front covers will not be,
I saw that.
Yeah.
It's always the Aztec one. They did the thing.
Yes.
But back to Aztec Batman, because there's still some things I want to talk about, right?
Yeah, okay.
So Poison Ivy.
They did it again.
Yeah. Poison Ivy, this is interesting. I think she's meant to, be Quackquay.
Quackquay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I haven't seen and I haven't seen her image.
I did. It's just like,
does she have a snake skirt? Does she have a snake skirt?
I don't remember, but she's not from the Conquistador. She's living in Mexico at that time. I'm thinking this is like Aztec Mother Goddess, because she's someone that's obsessed with that stuff, which I think is fitting.
I mean, it would make sense.
And hey, she's not the good guy. At least she's the villain, Poison Ivy. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be like, I want snakes, and 2 snakes protruding from my head. Love blood.
That's
like, I'm pretty sure that's something Poison Ivy would actually do. Like, she would probably start eating people.
I mean, well, there's plant goddesses in Aztec mythology. There's several ones, like there's several ones that have, that have some sort of domain over plants. So she doesn't have to be Quatliquay in specific, but like character wise, of the let's purge the earth from the humans. That sounds more like Quatliquay's thing, but other plant associated goddesses of Aztec or Nahuatl folklore and domain are Xochiquetzal, which name literally means flower feather.
Okay.
She's also the goddess of fertility and vegetation, beauty, love, arts, vegetation, flowers. She's kind of like a love goddess as well. So she could be that one because, Poison Ivy is kind of as a doctress. So it could be
Right.
that. Mayahuel, which is the goddess of Magay, which is a plant, a specific plant that it was very useful to the pre-Hispanic peoples. The Magay
Okay.
plant. And Senteotl, which is the goddess of corn. Goddess of corn, literally corn.
Corn, like literal corn. Like corn is good.
Yeah, literal corn stalks. Yeah.
Yeah. Blood for the blood god.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not that
corn. Corn. Coincidence.
Corn.
I'm just saying, corn could be an Aztec god. Like literal 40K.
Yeah, no,
corn.
yeah, he could be. Totally could be an Aztec god. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Like that's why it's named corn, because the blood fertles the
corn.
earth and produces corn.
Corn produces corn. So funny. Well, I should make fan art of, corn tending a cornfield. Corn tending his corn on his cornfield.
But it'd be a crime. It's like they gotta do a thing where it's like, even though the timelines, this is like, conquistador timeline or time era. Where's Bane? We gotta have Bane. We gotta have like cartel Bane.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's so
Bane.
strange. Like, where's Bane? Bane is actually Mexican. So he should be there before anyone else. He's the first one that should be there.
You know what he should be? I'm thinking he should be still like Aztec or Mayan. I'm thinking he should be like some kind of like military general.
Yep.
I'm thinking that like have him fight Aztec Batman or Mayan Batman, whatever. What not?
Yeah. Inca Batman.
Why Inca Batman?
Which is I don't know, man. We're just firing.
Because when you say Incas, I'm thinking Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, I know. Like, can you imagine Inca Batman?
I don't know much on Incas, so I can't really say. It's like what, llamas?
Well, yeah, llamas first and foremost. Actually, llamas were very important to the Incas because they were very good pack animals and they produce a lot of wool, and that helps when you live in the mountains.
I'm thinking Aztec Bane would have like the eagle helmet when he not.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Yeah.
Warrior.
And what does he injects himself with? Cocaine. That's Incan. That's more prevalent in Incan land. Just so you know.
Okay, my bad. I don't even know what do you think Aztec or Mayan Bane would inject himself with? Or I was going to say, if you had a point, like I don't know.
I don't know. Like something that would make him strong, like that.
Blood.
Yeah, like some blood magic, something like that. I mean, maybe he can have. He could inject himself with pulque, maybe.
Because I'm thinking like. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of like Koto Khan from Mortal Kombat. Be something like that.
Yeah. Okay, that would make it like if you make Bane like that, something Bane inspired by that would be cool because he fits the bill of this really big buff guy.
And you know what? You can say what you want, but I'm the one who's most interested in like the Aztec, Spike Club, where it's like volcanic glass in a club. I love it.
Yeah, the Macau.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, it's so cool. I was always fascinated with something like that ever since Deadliest Warrior, where it's like a club with glass. I love it.
Yeah, it's a club with obsidian. Yeah, it's pronounced Macauitl. Macauitl. Sorry.
Even the Mexicans having trouble pronouncing the words.
Yeah, no, even I have trouble pronouncing them, having the pronunciation is Macauitl. Okay, that's the pronunciation. Macauitl. Okay. Yeah, it's so interesting in which you essentially have a weapon that can kill, but it's meant to just leave you, really badly beat up and cut up so you can be taken as a captive.
Yeah. He's like, no,
it's not even a kill weapon, it's not even a kill weapon. It's a wound weapon.
They're like, you're better off
That's
dead than what they have plans for you, boy.
yeah. You know what that sounds like. That's something they should. Something like something the Dark Eldar would have.
Ooh, that they should.
Yeah.
They absolutely
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. Absolutely should.
That should be a quote too. It's like you were better. You should have been dead, or you're better off dead than what plans they have for you.
I think there is one. I think that the phrase is "pray that they don't take you alive."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, do you have any other commentaries to make about the silly concept of Aztec Batman?
Right. To actually go back on that, like finish it off. There's already seen videos where it's like they made the sarcastic joke where it's like the child sacrificing Batman. I've seen that has been done to death. I'm not gonna make a joke on that, but all I'm just gonna say for someone who's interested in Aztec stuff, I just still don't get it. Why they do something like Aztec Batman? I don't see the similarities. Again, it's wild fan fiction, sure, and there's been more nuttier stuff they've done with Batman because there's a movie and a comic book series where he teams up with the Ninja Turtles, right? So that's not the most craziest thing Batman has done, and we all know there's Adam West Batman. It's just that for something that's like fan fiction, it's like okay, I guess that's all I'm just going to say. Okay, I guess.
But here's the thing with Ninja Batman, with the whole Ninja Batman thing, it makes sense.
I mean Ninja Turtles, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, but that's just a crossover. But
yeah,
there's a movie called Ninja Batman.
Right, I know that we were talking about.
But
that.
It makes sense. What I mean to say is, it makes some sort of sense for that to exist in the Batman was trained as a ninja, right? So, right. There's the connection, right? That's where the connection is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the connection, but it's like Aztecs and Batman.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a connection because the god they're talking about is Mayan.
Or maybe we got wrong the whole time, and maybe it wasn't actually Aztecs. It's conquistadors mean the Mayans. Or Mayans.
I mean, then why is it called Aztec Batman?
Or maybe we just assumed it's Aztec Batman. Maybe I'm in the fault.
Come on now. Aztec Batman.
Oh, and he's using the Google.
Yeah, I'm using Google. Yeah, it's called Batman Aztec.
Or okay, Aztec there we go.
Yeah,
there we
really
go.
Called that.
Okay, so it is just a mess up on their end. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they could always, explain it in movie, like, he had a Mayan mother or something like that. But yeah, I mean, the connection, calling Aztec Batman, and it's not even Aztec, the thing you're using the connection for. Yeah.
Or I remember seeing arts where it's like when Spider-Verse was, the second movie came out and everyone was making up their own like Spider-Man OCs. One of them was like, Spider-Man in Mexico, and they really ran with the Mexican theme with like some of the villains and costumes, and a lot of them are really creative. And it's kind of fun seeing like even like pre-colonial Mexico stuff mixed with like modern Mexico stuff. That was really cool. But yeah, I can get that. It's almost like original OC Do Not Steal, but still Aztec Batman. It's like, I'm sorry, I still don't get it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe be an interesting film. Maybe I'll watch it. But that's all. I'm not going to say anything negative about it. I can't really say anything negative about it. But it's like still, my only comment is I don't get it.
Yeah, neither do I. Don't worry.
Even as someone who's like interested in Aztec stuff.
Honestly,
I'm talking about myself.
My reaction was. That was when I saw that, like, it wasn't anger, it wasn't happiness, it was, huh? Just confusion.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
It would be like, how about we do Inuit Wonder Woman?
I mean, it's as random as that. Like,
yeah.
Why Inuit Wonder Woman? Where's the connection?
She's Wonder Woman, but anyway. So we're in northern Canada.
I don't know. Maybe she could have saved the crew of the Erebus and the Terror. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that's literally the Lady Silence, but it's like...
yeah, the Lady Silence. Lady Silence is Wonder Woman.
That's what we're talking about, guys. We're talking about the book The Terror now.
Oh, wait. My question, my initial dilemma, we never answered it.
What's it?
So I'm planning on see if I get the Metal Gear Solid 3
here we go again.
remaster.
Back on this. What? All right.
Yeah, back on this.
Buy it if you want, bud.
Yeah. No, wait. But I only have money for one game, right? And the other game is that Indiana Jones game, The Inner Circle, or the Great Circle. Sorry. And I don't know which one to get because both are good.
I don't really know. It's like, I think all I've heard from the Indiana Jones game is that it's all right game, I guess, but it is like heavily, relying on Indiana Jones nostalgia, which they rely on way too much for the previous two films. And it's just with an era of like Uncharted and Tomb Raider, it's like, do people really care about Indiana Jones these days?
I do. It's one of my favorite movie trilogies because there's
I'm
only
into
3 films. There's only 3 films.
Oh,
There's
here we
never
go.
been
This is
any others.
You're one of those guys. You're one of those. You didn't like the 4th film, little baby girl.
Oh, fuck off! Like we all do. Wait, no, we all do.
Here
we all do that with the Star Wars sequels.
Little baby girl.
Fuck you, Louis.
Little baby girl.
Shut up.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Bro, go on you. Get out of here.
You like the 4th movie?
I just find it funny how people were emotionally scarred from that, despite all the stupid shit in the other Indian films. Like, how could they do this to me? Oh.
I mean, it's certainly. I'll give Crystal Skull this. It's certainly better than the one that came out last year.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm just doing what we do with the Star Wars sequels. They're so bad. Like, the best thing you can do is just pretend they don't exist.
Yeah, now we need a 6th film, I guess, where Harrison Ford needs a walker.
Basically. But no, from what I've heard about the game, it's actually pretty good. Like, it's actually pretty good. Like, it relies heavily on Indiana Jones nostalgia, but the gameplay is good. It's interesting. It's worth the money, and so that it's worth playing. And it's funny. The story around this game is funny because when it was announced, one of the announcements, a lot of people wrote it off because when they announced it, the developers. You imagine the developer, a guy with pink hair, a fat guy with pink hair, and said, we're making for a modern audience, and the moment you hear that, what it comes.
You're bringing that up. Here we freaking go.
But honestly, I suppose that once in a blue moon that can work because it seems that it's good. So I admit that I I should have been more open-minded in that regard. So I admit to that.
Okay, I'm just saying people microscope that stuff way too much these days, especially when they need like a catchy title for YouTube and a thumbnail.
Yeah, I know, man.
Hey
but
guys,
to be fair.
Drama slopper here. Today I'm going to feed my hogs with the latest and juiciest drama in the media.
Yeah, I know, but to be fair to that, it's been 10 years of hearing the modern audience, phrase ruining everything.
Cannot move on from 2016. You people cannot move on from 2016.
2016, my ass. Just last year, we were talking about this. You enjoyed the Critical Drinker.
Okay, but I'm just saying, so these days people do not stop talking about, it's woke this, woke that. My dad's into that stuff now, and it's annoying. It's like when I did it, it was funny, but when you do, it's annoying.
That sounds like you just want to feel special, Louis.
No, it's like he's trying to relate to the young people these days, and it's like, what are you doing, old man? You're like 60. It's like just days ago, he was bringing up Crackle Barrel. And I was like, buddy, you're asking the wrong person. I never ate at Crackle Barrel. I didn't know it existed till days ago. So did you. I don't care. You're nuts.
Yeah. So which game should I buy?
Buy the Metal Gear games, because it's like you can't go wrong with buying the same thing but with updated graphics. And I'm thinking of buying Bolt Gun when I found out it was on Switch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Funny. I thought that you were going to say, better a new thing than a thing you already know, but okay.
No, it's like buying Skyrim over and over. It's like, sure.
Okay. So that's really, I was sure that you were going to argue, you were going to argue in favor of buying the new thing because, it's better to have a new experience than repeating one that you already had. But
I would say no such thing. You have the assumption, buddy. Perhaps you don't know me.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm just
you don't
shocked.
know me.
I'm surprised.
Perhaps you don't know me at all.
Come on, man.
Perhaps I'm not even named Jarvis. Perhaps I'm some guy from Wales.
Yeah, you probably are a guy from Wales,
And this whole time, just no, I'm not from Wales, guys.
Yeah, he is way too Canadian for that.
And yeah, some guy called me a snow Mexican on Twitter once, and it's like, okay, that's a new one. Snow Mexican, like
Snow Mexican. Yeah, that's a new one. I mean, that's wrong. Well, maybe it's correct because if Canadian healthcare just wants to kill you, and Mexican healthcare, can I finish my joke? Can I finish my joke?
Finish your joke.
Oh, yeah, okay. And considering how deadly Mexican healthcare is, no, actually it is. Like, there's a true story of a guy who went in for a headache and came out with 2 amputated legs. That's a real
Murphy.
Maybe we are kindred spirits after all.
Yeah, when 2026 runs around and JD Vance becomes the Emperor of Americas and just declares war on Mexico and Canada, we'll see what that goes.
Yeah, maybe, probably.
Yeah, because JD Vance is apparently doing the whole Starscream thing where it's like, oh, our poor fallen Megatron has fallen. I still live. Throws him out the spaceship.
I am the leader of the Decepticons.
Decepticons, follow me. Starscream was.
Oh, I kind of like JD Vines. I find him funny.
Whoa, buddy! Have you said thank you? What? We're trying to help you out here. You're not saying thank you. Anyways, I think that concludes our episode. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I think we had a lot of fun doing this whole improv bit. I think it went better than I thought, or I wish I did believe it was going to go well. It's just. Considering how we are on Discord, I think this was a pretty fun episode. What do you have to say, Hubrecht?
Yeah, like I think we talked quite well for, 2 guys that didn't have a plan to talk about anything.
For a podcast with no plot, we certainly had a plot.
Yeah, we certainly had plot.
Yeah, improv can make a good show.
Improv can make a good show.
Yeah, it's like just improvise and see what happens. And with that, thank you for tuning in to Pint Cellar, everyone. We'll see you all again next time, and maybe we'll do more episodes like these in the future. Expect more videos coming soon. And with that, I'll see you around. Take care, guys.
Hey, guys.